Hi, this is Matt Baker. Today I'm going to show you the family tree of Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States. His tree is incredibly diverse, with connections to Kenya, Indonesia, Ireland, and New England. We'll also be exploring a bit of his wife's tree as well, so let's get to it. This video is sponsored by MyHeritage. MyHeritage makes building your family tree super easy. As long as you are able to enter the names of your parents and grandparents, giving you a magic 7, MyHeritage will do the rest. Simply click on one of the discovery links, and MyHeritage will most likely be able to tell you who your great-grandparents were, as well as your great-grandparents, and so on. They are able to do this by comparing your family tree to the family trees built by other users, and by connecting you to over 18 billion records. They also help you colorize old photos and even bring your ancestors to life through animation. Of course, they also offer DNA tests and have lots of great tools for using your DNA to build your tree even further. In fact, my friend Jarrett Ross, who runs the YouTube channel Genie Vlogger, recently named MyHeritage as the #1 website for doing genetic genealogy. So if you want to learn more about your own family tree, you can sign up for a 14-day free trial right now. Just use the link in the description or pinned comment. And as a useful charts viewer, if you decide to sign up for a subscription, you'll get 50% off. So let's start with Barack Obama Sr., who was born in Kenya in 1934. He grew up in a small village called Kogelo, near Lake Victoria, initially with his father Onyango and his mother Akumu. However, Akumu eventually left the family and Onyango remarried a woman named Sarah, who thus became Obama Sr.'s stepmother, which is why former President Obama refers to her as Granny Sarah. Now, both Obama Sr. and Obama Jr. share the same full name, which is Barack Hussein Obama. The name Barrack comes from the Arabic word baraka, which means blessing. The name Hussein is also Arabic. It's familiar even to non-Muslims, mostly because of Saddam Hussein. However, the reason why the two Barack Obamas have it is because it was the name that Onyango chose when he converted to Islam, and it simply means handsome. Finally, the last name Obama was initially a first name. It was the first name of former President Obama's great-grandfather, and it comes from a Kenyan word that means to bend. Obama Sr. married 3 times. His first wife, who passed away just last year, was named Kezia, and initially they had 2 children, Malik and Alma. However, in 1959, when Malik was just 1 year old and Alma was still in her mother's womb, their father got a scholarship to attend the University of Hawaii, where he ended up becoming their first ever foreign student from Africa. There he met Ann Dunham, who soon thereafter became pregnant with the future president. Ann agreed to marry Obama Sr., not knowing that he had a wife back in Kenya. Obama Jr. was born in 1961 in Hawaii. But soon thereafter, his parents split up, with Obama Sr. going on to attend Harvard University and Ann raising Obama Jr. on her own in Hawaii with the help of her parents. At Harvard, Obama Sr. met a Jewish woman named Ruth Baker, who, as far as I know, is not related to me. The pair married in 1964 and moved to Kenya, where they had 2 sons named Mark and David, and where Obama Sr. started working for the Kenyan government as a high-ranking economist. However, later that same decade, Obama Sr. also had 2 more sons with Kezia, named Abo and Ben, although according to Dreams from My Father, there is some doubt over their paternity. Obama Sr. and Ruth Baker split up in 1971 when former President Obama was around 10 years old. It was at this point that Obama Jr. got the opportunity to meet his father, and see him for about a month, which ended up being the one and only time that they spent together. After this, Obama Sr. continued to live and work in Kenya, but his career declined due to political conflicts and a series of accidents. However, shortly before his death, he fathered a final child named George with a woman named Jael Otaino. When George was just 6 months old, Obama Sr. died in a car crash in Kenya at the age of 48. Former President Obama's relationships with his various half-siblings on his father's side are varied. Malik was the best man at Obama's wedding and visited him several times at the White House, but at some point they had a major falling out because, strangely, nowadays, Malik is mostly known for being a major Trump supporter and an internet troll, dividing his time between Kenya and the US. Oma studied in Germany and ended up in the UK, where she currently runs a charity and is on good terms with Obama. As far as I know, the former president has no relationship with Abo, who I believe still lives in Kenya, but he did call Ben, who now lives in the UK, when Ben got married. Mark, who uses his stepfather's surname Desanjo, currently lives in China, where he runs an internet company. Mark is also known for having written a book that's a bit different from Obama's book, Dreams from My Father. In his book, Mark describes Obama Sr. as being physically abusive toward his mother. David died in a motorbike accident in the 80s, and as far as I know, never met the former president. Finally, there's George. George has been used as a bit of a political pawn over the years, often being portrayed by anti-Obama groups as living in extreme poverty, in contrast to his famous half-brother. He too has written a book with a cover that looks kind of familiar. Okay, let's now look at the other side of the family. Soon after her breakup with Obama Sr., Ann Dunham met Lolo Soetoro while continuing her studies in Hawaii. The couple married in 1966, and then, together with Obama Jr., moved to Indonesia, which was Soetoro's home country. Obama lived there from about age 6 to 10, during which time his other half-sister was born, Maya. However, in 1971, Anne sent the young Obama back to Hawaii to attend boarding school and to live with his grandparents, Stanley and Madeline Dunham. Obama stayed in Hawaii for the next 8 years, graduating high school in 1979. His mother and stepsister joined him for 3 out of those 8 years, but mostly he was raised by his grandparents. Although Anne and Lolo divorced, she spent many more years in Indonesia, where she worked in rural development. However, in 1995, she passed away from ovarian cancer at the age of 52. So, yeah, both of Obama's parents died at relatively young ages. His maternal grandmother, however, lived to 86. She died just 2 days before Obama was elected president. Her brother Charles, though, a veteran of World War II, was able to attend the inauguration. Most of Obama's ancestry on his mother's side can be traced back to England. For example, his Dunham line goes all the way back to Jacob Singletary Dunham, who was one of the earliest settlers in what is today New Jersey. However, he also has a bit of Irish. Stanley Dunham had a grandmother named Mary Kearney. She was the daughter of an Irishman named Falmouth Kearney, who immigrated to the U.S. in 1849 during the Great Potato Famine. Former President Obama is, of course, married to Michelle, whose maiden name is Robinson. They have 2 daughters, Malia and Sasha. Malia, aged 24, recently graduated from Harvard, and Sasha, aged 21, is currently in her final year at the University of South California. Let's now quickly look at Michelle Obama's family. Her mother, Marion, lived at the White House during the Obama presidency, where she helped take care of Malia and Sasha. Her father passed away prior to her marriage to Obama. However, her paternal grandparents outlived their son. They were originally from South Carolina, but moved to Chicago, which is where Michelle grew up. Through her paternal grandfather, Michelle Obama has a first cousin once removed named Cabers Fanay, who converted to Judaism and became a rabbi. In fact, he's one of the most prominent black rabbis in America today. The final thing I'd like to point out about Michelle Obama is that she is an American descendant of slavery. Of course, much has been made of the fact that Barack Obama was the first black president of the United States. However, it's been pointed out that, unlike most black Americans, his African ancestors were not born into slavery, leading some to claim that he is not actually that representative of black America. Well, whatever your opinion is on that, one cannot say the same thing about the former First Lady. The ancestry on both sides of her family can be traced back to enslaved individuals. One example being her great-great-grandfather, Jim Robinson, who was born into slavery in 1850 and who became a freedman in 1865 at the end of the Civil War. So that was a look at the family tree of Barack Obama. If you want to discover more about your own family tree, don't forget to check out My Heritage. You'll find the link in the description or pinned comment. Thanks for watching.